Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a really nice main menu GUI, so that if you press menu, we have quite a lot of twins going on. We have a nice blur, a nice camera following effect, and when you press the play button, it will get you out of the menu with also nice effects. Okay. Also, if you guys want to support me and want to have access to all of my project files, including the one you're watching right now, they will all be available on my Patreon in the $10 tier. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is make the main menu GUI. So I'm going to add a screen GUI. I'm going to call it main menu, and I'm going to add a text button, and I'm going to add a UI corner to it, and we'll use this plugin called unit conversion, which I'll leave a link to in the description. And basically, you click it, you go to size, and you click scale. And now we're gonna resize this to be the size of a play button. I want it to be something like this. I'm going to put it right here. So say you have big game title over there. This is going to be the big play button, something like this. Okay. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to configure this UI corner. So I'm going to set the offset to 0, and I want the scale to be 0.0 or 0.1, or maybe 0.2. Maybe 0.5. That's pretty good, I guess. And what I'm gonna do is disable. Actually, I'm going to keep that enabled. I'm going to change the text color to white and the font to Frodoka one. And I'm going to change the background color to a nice green. So I'm going to choose a nice green for a play button, something like that. I don't want it to be too bright, or else it's gonna look pretty ugly. So something like that looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to change the text to play, and the next thing we're gonna do is add a game title thing. So I'm going to add a actually no, before we do that, we're gonna add something called a canvas group. So I'm going to add a canvas group, and we'll set its size to 1,0, 1,0, and then we'll put everything inside of it. So the text button is going to be here, and I'm going to change the canvas group transparency, so the background transparency, to 1. Okay, and we're using this because it has something called group transparency, and we can just do this and it will make everything inside of it fade in and out. Okay, and I'm going to add a stroke, and I'm pretty sure that works with the canvas group. Let's see. I'm going to make it bigger, and let's see. So group transparency. Okay, that does work with it. Okay, so we will set this to be on the outside, so border, and I want it to be pretty big. Maybe inside the text was better. I don't know. I'm not really a UI designer. I'm pretty bad at it. I think that's good enough. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, this is going to be called play button, so play button, and I'm going to add a text label, and it's going to be called the game title, so game title. Going to use the unit conversion thing, so unit conversion size scale, and I'm going to make this huge, and I'm going to center it, put it right here, set the text scale to true, background transparency 1, of course, and the text to maybe game title. And the font is going to be, so the font, I think I'm going to go with this font. I think it matches the game logo, I think. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to change the text color to white, and I'm going to add in a UI stroke, so this one, and I'm just going to make it way bigger. So let's just do that. Let's just make it like this. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to put it here. This is going to be the game title. Then you have a play button. You can have multiple things, but for now this is all that I'm going to have. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is set this whole entire thing to invisible, and the group transparency, actually just keep it invisible, that's all you're gonna do. Okay, so now what we want to do is maybe create a nice menu place. So let's say you want your main menu to be in some area that looks let's just say that you want your main menu to be here. You can have like something like a laptop or a desk or something in here, basically a nice scene. But for now I'm just going to use a part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another part, and this is going to be called menu camera. And I'm going to position it somewhere around here. I just want it to be wherever. So I think that's okay, that's good enough. Yep. Okay, now make sure that menu camera transparency is set to 1, and can collide is set to false. So can collide false, and anchored is true. So anchored, of course, that's going to be true, or else it's just going to fall off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a module script to replicated storage, some module script. I'm going to call it menu or main menu. Okay, so we're gonna get the player. So we're gonna get player service local players equals game. Come on, get service players, and then we're gonna get the player himself. So local player equals players dot local player. Now what we need to do is create a is get tween service. So local tween service equals service. Oh my god, service equals game. Come on, get service tween service. And what I'm gonna do now is do function module dot get dot open or dot get in menu, and that's just going to make the player getting the menu. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a blur to the lighting, so a blur effect, and then you can just set the size to something like just set it to 0, and then you can go back in here. Now we're gonna create a blur tween, so local blur tween equals tween service colon create, and we want that to be okay, let's get lighting. Local lighting equals game colon get service lighting, and local blur equals lighting dot blur. Okay, colon create, and we're gonna do the blur comma tween info dot new, and we want that to take a point or maybe 1 second, maybe 0.5, something like 0.8 would be pretty good. Okay, and we want the size to go to, let's see, so the camera is gonna go there. We want the blur to go to something like 10. Okay, let's try 10. So size equals 10, and that's pretty much it. Now what we're gonna do is get player GY. So local player GY equals player colon wait for child player GY. Now we need local main GY main menu equals main menu equals player GY colon wait for child main menu. And now what we need to do is local canvas group equals main menu colon wait for child canvas canvas group, and local play btn equals canvas group colon wait for child play button. Okay, now what we need to do is canvas group dot visible equals true, but before that we need to do canvas group dot group transparency. Actually, it's just called transparency, I think. Transparency, actually no, it's group transparency. Transparency equals 1, and that's all we need to do. Now we need to do blur we need to do local transparency tween equals tween service colon create, and we're gonna tween the canvas group, so canvas group comma tween info dot new, that's going to take 0.82, and then we're gonna set the group transparency equals 0, And that's all we need. Those are the tweens that we need. And we also need to tween the camera, which I forgot about. So local camera equals workspace.current camera. Okay, now what we need to do is after getting the camera, we need to tween this. So local, what am I doing? Okay, so local camera tween equals tween service colon create, and it's going to be camera comma and tween info dot new. That's also going to be 0.8, and the C frame is going to be, so local camera part, we need to get the camera part. So local camera, local menu camera equals workspace.menu colon wait for child menu camera. Now we need to change this to menu camera dot C frame, because think of which tweens we're gonna need. So we have 3 tweens. We have the camera, we have that. Maybe you can mess around with the lighting, maybe you can make the game more bright, but I don't think I want to do that. So what I'm gonna do now is just play these tweens. So blur tween colon play, transparency tween colon play, camera tween colon play. Okay. But before we play the tween, what we need to do is camera type equals enum.camera type dot scriptable. Then this is going to work, so that should get us in the menu. So we're going to try this out. So I'm going to add a script in starter player scripts, a local script, and I'm going to get replicated storage. So local replicated storage equals game get service replicated storage, and local main menu equals require replicated storage colon for child main menu, and we're gonna wait 5 seconds, and main menu dot get in menu. Let's see if that's gonna work. I'm gonna join and count to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it works, okay. But I think the camera tween looks a bit ugly, so what we're gonna do, because if this is way too far, it's really gonna look really bad. So what I'm gonna do is add in a let's think. Okay, I'm going to add a frame in here, and I'm going to set its size to 1,0, 1,0, and we're gonna set its background color to black. And what you want to do is in the main menu, you want to check ignore GUI inset, or else it's going to look bad. Okay, so the transparency of this is going to be 1, and it's going to be black transition, or maybe transition. Now what we need to do is get the transition frame. So local transition equals main menu colon for child transition, and what we're gonna do is local transition tween. So local transition tween equals tween service colon create and that's going to take the transition comma tween info dot new 0.5, and let's set the background transparency to, and it's going to be 0. Okay, colon play. But we need to do something else in here. So we need the transition tween 1, and we need to copy that, and it's going to be called transition tween 2. Okay, and the transparency will be 1. So what we're gonna do in here is just transition tween 1 colon play, transition tween 1 dot completed colon wait, and then we're gonna wait task dot wait another 0.5 seconds, then transition tween 2 colon play. Okay, now we don't need the camera tween anymore, I think. Then we're gonna wait task dot actually transition tween, copy this and change this transition tween 2, Then we're gonna wait another. That's wait 0.1. And what I'm gonna do after that, actually before we even do this, after this is completed, then we're gonna do camera.cframe equals menu camera.cframe. Now if you play this, it should work. Let's see. So after 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a back countdown, and there was an error. Let's see. So transition tween 1, tween service, colon create. Time to next node play. So transition tween 1 equals tween service, colon create. Oh, it's because we are already playing it from here, which is not how you do it. Okay. Now just play this again. I'm sorry if I'm making too many errors. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. It works. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay. Let's see that again because I didn't really get the chance to look at it. Let's see. Okay, that was really good. Okay. Now we want to make it so that when you move your mouse, the camera will move with it, which is gonna look pretty clean. So that when I move my mouse, we want the camera to be offsetted a little bit. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go here and I'm going to create a connection. So local camera connection, and it's just going to be equal to nothing, which is nil. And now what we need to do is camera connection. So camera connection equals, and before we do that, we need to get run service. So local run service equals again get service run service. And what we're gonna do is run service dot render step to connect function. And what we're gonna do in here is just camera cframe equals, and it's going to be equal to menu camera dot cframe, and we're going to multiply that by cframe dot angles, and it's going to be math dot rad. So math dot rad is going to be pretty confusing. I'm going to do mouse. Okay, I'm going to do another parenthesis and mouse dot. Oh, we don't have the mouse. I forgot. Sorry. So local mouse equals player gets mouse. So we're gonna do mouse dot y minus mouse dot view size y, and we're gonna divide the whole thing by 2. And then after the first parenthesis, what we're gonna do is divide the whole thing by mouse dot view size y, I think dot view size y. Okay, and then we're gonna multiply the whole thing, which we'll add another parenthesis. I'm really sorry this is getting confusing, but we're gonna add another parenthesis. And after that after this parenthesis right here, the second one, after these two parentheses, we're gonna multiply the whole thing by size. So size, it might be camera move size, and we're gonna make that a variable. So local camera move size equals something like 10, and we're gonna multiply that by minus that. And what I'm gonna do is after that, actually I'm going to drop a line because this is getting confusing. Let's try that. I'm gonna drop a line in here, and in here we're gonna do 0, comma. Why is it like that? So multiply by cframe dot angles. Do I need to add parentheses? Why is it doing that? I just wanna. Okay, wait. Oh, this is why. Okay, that's really dumb. Sorry. We need more parentheses. No, we don't need. I'll fix this and I'll be back. Okay, to fix it, I did this. Just copy what I did, and then what we're gonna do is copy the same thing, but this time it's going to be with the x-axis. So just copy this whole thing, and then paste it in here and do it with the x-axis. So change everything to mouse.x and view size x. And that's all we need to do, I think. And then we're gonna do 0 in here, and then we can just close that parenthesis. Okay, this should work, I think. Let's double check. Okay, it's really good. Okay, so it does move with the camera, but I think that it's a little it's not smooth enough. So I want to make it even smoother. So I'm going to use a lerp. So equals let's say cframe colon lerp, and then you put everything in. Oh, sorry, that's really not how you do it. So it's going to be equal to camera.cframe colon lerp, and then you do that. Okay, I add a parenthesis in here. Oh, before you do, I'm really sorry. This tutorial is getting weird. 0.05, I think would be good, or maybe 0.1 would be good. Now, if you play the game, it should be smoother. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Yep, way smoother. I like that a lot. Okay, so now we just need to make it so that when you click play, it actually plays and gets you out of that loading screen. So, I mean, menu. So local function. So function module dot get out of menu. And what I'm gonna do is just camera connection on disk. Wait. If camera connection is not equal to nil, then camera connection colon disconnect. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do is, okay, so we disconnected the camera connection. We did that. Okay, so what we need to do next is bring the blur back to 0. So just copy that blur tween. Just copy all of this. Actually, just copy all of this. Paste that in. Okay, so the blur, the size is going to be 0. The group transparency is going to be 1, and this transition tween is going to be played after. Oh, sorry, it's going to be played after this. So after we play that, so blur tween, colon play, transparency tween, colon play, and then local transition tween 0 to 1, but this time it's going to be 1 to 0. Okay, now you just play that, and now what we can do is okay, so we're gonna wait before we play the transition tweens. So we're gonna task.wait 0.8 seconds. Then we do this. Then what we're gonna do is canvas group dot visible equals false, and then what we're gonna do is camera type equals enum dot camera type dot custom. Okay, now let's make it so that when you press the play button, so play button dot mouse button one click, so dot mouse button one click, on connect function, module dot get out of menu. Let's see if that's gonna work. Now that gets us in the menu, and then when we press play, this happens, and the screen, then nothing happens after this. That's gonna be annoying. Let's go back here. Let's see what we did wrong. So we play the tween, we play the transparency tween, we wait until it's completed, we do that, and then we play. Oh, so we set. Oh, we should set it to 0. Then we should set it to 1. That was really dumb. I'm sorry. Now it should work. Let's see. So play, and it works. But what we need to do is set the camera type before this. So when it gets black, we need to to do this. So paste that in camera.cframe and remove this. Actually, yeah, keep that menu camera, but not no, just do that. Okay, copy this and play the game. Please work. Okay, play. It works. Great. Now we want to make a. Now I'm going to show you how to use this. So, let's say you have a button. By the way, I want to just change the wait time because it's a bit too much. Right here, I want this to take like. I want to wait like 0.5 seconds, and just to make this transitions z index like 10 or something, and it should look better. And what I'm gonna do now is show you how to use that. So let's say we have a button, so I'm going to add a screen GUI, and I'm going to have a button, so I'm going to duplicate this play button, put it right here, and I'm just going to put it here, and this is just going to say menu. It's just going to say so the text is going to be menu, and what I'm gonna do is just call it menu, and we're gonna get this script and we're gonna put it in here inside of this, inside of the menu button. And what we're gonna do is require that, and local button equals script.parent. What we're gonna do is script.parent.mouse button, one click on connect function, and what we need to do is main menu don't get in menu. That's all you gotta do. But here's the thing, what I forgot to do is disable the other screen GUIs when this is happening. So what we're gonna do is when you get in the menu, what we're gonna do is, okay, so we have that. Okay, so when this happens, for underscore comma v in player GUI on get children, do if v.name is not equal to screen to main menu, then v.enabled equals false. Okay, and you're gonna copy this, paste it right here after that transition, paste it right there, but this time change that to true. Now you're gonna play the game. So if I play that, it should get me in the menu. So nothing happens until I press this, and it should get me in the menu. Yep. But what I should do is disable everything before we before that screen is completed. So as soon as you click it, let's just do that. Okay. Now let's see. So boom, menu gets us in the menu. We got a nice clean looking menu. Now we press play, and it gets us out of the menu, and we can do it again, and it's really clean. I actually really like this. Let's just spam it. Still works fine. Spam this. Still works fine. Okay, so that's going to be it for this tutorial. If this helped, please subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!